welcome to Tidford Junction, or if you've been here before, welcome back. I haven't made a video for a while, excuse me, and there's a reason for that. It's partly nothing really to tell you, nothing new or whatever else, but now it's a bit of a sad day in many ways, in as much as I am going to dismantle my entire model railway. That sounds a bit Armageddon, and I suppose it is really, and it's not because I've lost interest in the hobby, but it is because I'm moving house, so I've got to dismantle it to move house, and yes, I will be building a new railway. In the process of dismantling it, there's lessons to be learned. I watched a video the other day by Mark at Chapel Station. It was a very honest video where he owned up to the mistakes he'd made when he built his layout, and I thought, yeah, none of us is perfect. We've all perpetrated cock-ups of one thing or another, so I thought that I would look at my layout with a dispassionate eye and say, what did I get wrong? What did I get right? What can I do better? An honest appraisal of that. So I thought that's what I'd do today. Right, this odd view is because I'm lying on the floor under my layout, and before I show you what I've come down here to show you, I need to issue a warning. If you are at all OCD about your wiring, I suggest you look away now. This is not going to be pleasant for you at all. Okay, warning issued. So, why am I looking at the wiring? Well, this is something I definitely need to do better. I threw this layout together in a hurry to get everything running, and consequently you don't tend to take that much care on what you're doing, and I wind up with this. In future, I am going to learn, particularly from Charlie Bishop at Chadwick, because he is very meticulous about his wiring, and I need to do the same. So, here we go. Are you ready for this? This, I suppose, resembles the snake pits scene in Indiana Jones. Yes, I know, it's absolutely awful, isn't it? And you're thinking, how the hell does this ever work? Well, to be fair and to be honest, this has been running for 6 years, and nothing has failed on the electrical front. Everything actually has worked perfectly. For reasons I don't fully understand, but this is just one part of the layout. I mean, you can see the long view up there. You've got the same disaster everywhere. So I have promised myself that I will improve on the tidiness of my wiring. But to be fair, there's some good parts about it. The bus wires, there's loads of bus wires. They are all 2.5mm domestic household cable. All of the joints are soldered, and all of the decoders have got numbers on the ports, and there is colour coding to the wiring. It just looks horrible. And you're thinking, well, what if it had gone wrong? How on earth would you have fixed it? I don't know. So this is area 1, must do better. Okay, area for improvement number 2, scenic work. I've always been crap at doing scenery, and I started off here in a bit of a hurry. As you can see, this tunnel is one of my first effort. And, well, yeah, it's not good, is it? It got a bit better when I got down here, with the pub and the car park. That's not too bad. My rock faces leave a lot to be desired, so I need to improve that. And not only that is my planning of, I didn't plan any scenics in the layout at all when I started. I just wanted track and trains, and scenics were very much an afterthought. So I know I need to plan the scenics before, oh, excuse my finger, and get that better. I quite like the scenics, the wall and the houses behind the loco depot, and I love the loco depot. That's going to be almost transplanted. And I'm quite pleased with the the coaling plant, the bank up to there. That worked quite well in this corner. So the scenics within the loco shed itself, yeah, I'm quite happy with. But as I say, the overall planning is not good. As I went on, the scenics got a little bit better, although not planned. My wife made the park there, and yeah, I really like the park. And my last scenic effort were the tunnel entrances and scenery over at the back, which I'm happy with. Yes, there's people who do it much better than I do, but at least I'm happy with that, so that's okay. The town, quite like the town, and there's the rest of the viaduct to the back. That's not too bad. My little town square, quite like that. And then, as the layout got older, I moved down this end, and in my view, it got better. You might not think so, but there's the loco depot. And I love the brewery down there. I like that. I like the goods yard. And I like my branch line, Fernhead. That tunnel entrance is not too bad. And my little village, I think, is quite good. But it was all a bit of an afterthought. I love my funeral scene. So I'm going to need to improve upon that. Again, the good bits of this scenic stuff are all my wife's work. This is her allotment scene, which I think is quite good actually. And here's the branch line station, which again I do like, so I'm going to replicate the branch line. But all in all, scenery must do better. Okay, moving on to a more positive note. What did I think that sort of went well that I may have got sort of right? Well, track laying is one of them. I've never had any problems with my track, and I've even used curved points and a number of three-way points. Never had any problems. The layout, as you can see, disappears round the back, and although it's sort of accessible, it's difficult to get to, but I have never had one derailment around there at all. The track has worked brilliantly, so I will follow the same practices as I did before in track laying. It's all Pico Code 100 stuff, and that's worked well. What else has worked well? Wiring. Got a load of switches here. I'm going to do away with these. I'm going to incorporate it into the DCC system for control of lighting. And the two on the end with the blue mark round, that is for ABC units I've got in the station there. And I think with iTrain I probably won't need them, but we'll see. This little LED is for the accessory bus. The accessories are run off the Z21. The Z21 produces 3 amps, but as you will have seen underneath the layout, I have got loads of DCC Concepts SX decoders, point decoders, which are great. They've all worked perfectly, very powerful, very reliable, so I'll keep them. But on startup, they suck the power out of the system. So what I do is I switch the accessory bus in. The layout is divided up into power districts for the accessories, and start them up and switch them in. They're good. The other thing that has worked for me, which I think I may continue, is my control desk. It's on wheels. It moves around and I can push it back under the layout, and it's got everything on it. It's got keyboard for the computer, program track, all of the various iPhones and remotes for running trains, iPads and what have you, my computer and the ZX gear and my loco data sheets and everything else. And on the side is the router for the ZX21, the Z21, sorry. So that's worked, so I think I'll keep that. And the other thing that has worked is the construction of the baseboard. I know a lot of people swear by using plywood. The reason I didn't use plywood out here was because it's so raving expensive. It's eye-wateringly expensive out here. But what is fairly cheap is 16mm chipboard. So I've used 16mm chipboard and substantial timbers for all of the legs and the support work. So it's built like a brick outhouse. It's not going to fall down. It has worked perfectly. Nothing has warped over the years. It is where it is. It's not moved. I'm going to use the same material. And there is another, in my view, benefit to using this chipboard is I don't use cork underlay for the track, but I get no sound drumming at all through the baseboard. The sound you get is a fairly realistic sound of a train going down the track. No drumming. It's absolutely fine as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to use the same material again without hesitation. Other than that, what have I learnt? I've learnt that railways are cracking good fun. I've also learnt that I love DCC sound. I know that some people love DC layouts. They wouldn't go DCC, but for me, DCC is the way to go. I love the sound locos. I love the control you have over the locos, and I love what you can do with it. So I'm a total convert to it. Well, I must be if I'm going to automation down the iTrain route. But I've learnt that it is a great system and I love it. So that's about it. It's taken me 8 years to build this layout. I reckon it's going to take me about a week to strip it down. It will be sad, but let's move onwards and upwards, and I'm looking forward to moving house and building my new layout. So maybe see you on the other side.